Hello legends, it's your boy Link and today we're watching Ipswich Town versus Sunderland. In fact, I'm starting with a yawn. I think sums up. Good morning legends. Last night was WWE SummerSlam and I was up very late watching it, so I am exhausted today, hence why I've got a can of Monster about to crack open. I've just got up, it's about 11:30. Today is Ipswich Town's first competitive game of the season against Sunderland. I wish I was there. You know, I would have loved to have gone to this one. I've got a lot of friends up in Sunderland from when I was at uni. But I'm just too busy to sort of fit it in. So, yeah. I'm going to be watching the game from home. I'm going to be giving you guys my reaction. I'm loving that football is back. I can't wait till Liverpool are back more so. But my prediction is Ipswich beat Sunderland 3-1. I made that prediction on my live stream last night. I feel like I'm quite informed about Sunderland as... I was going to say as a Sunderland boy, but I'm not a Sunderland boy. But I lived there for like 3 odd years. And I see a lot of their kind of Facebook stuff and... a lot of their like news, maybe in more depth than I do other clubs because I lived there, so I've got a lot of friends there still. And they lost against Hartlepool the other day, so it seems like they've had a pretty poor pre-season. A lot of the fans are a little bit angsty, so I really do think Ipswich will win 3-1, which is what I predicted on my live stream last night. So for those of you that don't know, I sometimes live stream me playing games. A lot of the time it's FIFA. On my channel, so subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. But yeah, it's cool. We all hang out, we talk football. The chat's great, you know. We get some great like conversation starters and people asking me my opinions about certain football players or certain games and stuff. And yeah, I love it. I just love the interactivity of it. Like I always reply to your comments, and if you comment on this video, I'll reply. But on a live stream, it's just a different level of interaction. So yeah, I think the first game today is Leicester, which will be weird seeing Jamie Vardy playing the Championship. I thought he would go like Saudi Arabia or somewhere like everyone else, but respect to Vardy for sticking it out. Also, I'm quite happy about that because it means Ipswich were able to sign George Hurst. So while I'm watching the Leicester game, I put the Switch on to play a bit of Zelda. I thought, let's check how many hours we've played. Can you see that? 85 hours I've played of Tears of the Kingdom. That's how good it is. Honestly, I love it. So it's half time in the Leicester game. I've had to get the old Jeffrey Dahmer glasses out because both teams are wearing blue. I absolutely hate it when they do this. Like Coventry wear like Man City kind of blue, and Leicester obviously wear like your typical Leicester Chelsea blue. And I don't know, just without my glasses on, I'm long-sighted in one eye, short-sighted in the other eye. It just takes me like a millisecond to concentrate on the different players with the different colours. Like to separate them out in my head, and like every time the camera changes, it takes me like half a second to like do it again. So I've had to bust out the Jeffrey Dahmer glasses, and I'm now gonna have some of these new Roundtree Safari Mix. I really rate these. These are basically just Roundtree's randoms, but in the shape of animals, and they're peng. But you don't get the like foamy ones. You get the ones with foam on the back, but you don't get the like foamy gnomes. But they're still good. So the Leicester game was pretty good. Dewsbury Hall, what a play he is. And I enjoyed it. I think Leicester, you know, could be one to watch. But I do think some players will leave. Maybe even Dewsbury Hall. He's linked with a few different clubs. But Leeds are getting beaten 2-0 by Cardiff at half-time. Well, not quite half-time. It's 41 minutes before anyone corrects me. But I'm going to go to the shop because it's like 3:30 and all I've had to eat is like sweets and a can of Monster. I need like some food. It's really weird weather because it like looks sunny but it's actually proper cold. Like proper cold, like it's such a cold sort of breeze. It's just a bit weird. The chicken shop was closed, so I'm in Tesco now looking for something decent. A little bit of the chocolate. I've got to get the blue one because Ipswich play today, right? You think it's a dub when they have prime, but it's only 11-9. That's a L. So yeah, it was well annoying. Chip shop was shut, chicken shop was shut, so I've had to go get a sausage roll from Tesco, which is like a bit of an anticlimax. Also, to add to my woe, as many of you all know, I collect Lego, and I've been collecting a lot of the minifigures, and one of the best ways to get some of the more weird ones is to buy like magazines, and they've literally just dropped one with Venom in, like from Spider-Man. I've got Carnage, but I haven't got Venom, so I was like well hyped about it, but then it didn't come out. Like, it's not in Tesco, so they've either all sold or it hasn't come out. So if anyone sees the Venom Spider-Man magazine, hit me up, because I need it. One thing I want to talk about just super quick as well is Ellis Sims, who Ipswich were linked with like super heavily, and a lot of Town fans almost went in a meltdown when they didn't get him. He went to Coventry for like 7.7 million. He played for Coventry earlier, and I didn't think he was that good. I've watched him a couple of times before. I didn't think he was worth that sort of money, and I stand by it. So hopefully Ipswich fans watching that, you know, we can stop having the meltdown. We got Hurst instead. It's much better and much cheaper as well. And Leeds have just scored to make it 2-2. That is absolute Daniel James. Oh, he's offside. No, they haven't. Good game this. So Leeds Cardiff, really competitive. Also, the Town teams just come out. So you got Clacky in goal. Obviously, Walton's injured. And then your back three is Burgess, Wolfenden and Donatian. Donatian obviously playing because Clark's injured. It looks like 3-4-3 to me. Although that kind of sometimes switches to 4-2-3-1, doesn't it? But I'm going to read it out as a 3-4-3. Then the midfield, you've got Davis on the left. Then you've got Morsey and Taylor in the middle, I think, because I think Luongo's injured. On the right, Wes Burns. And then the front three is Chaplin, Broadhead, Hurst, which is just exactly what we expected. Correction, it's Morsey and Luongo in the middle, so Luongo is fit. Luongo and Broadhead were both, like, apparently injured, like a lot of people were saying. So it's good to see both of them in the team. And, yeah, we're still like 45 minutes to kick off, so let's see how it goes. Leeds end up drawing 2-2 in what was hell of a game, so I've just flicked on to watch a little bit of the Arsenal-Man City game. It's 0-0. It's been boring so far, to be honest, but it's interesting to see Walker and Bernardo Silva both there, because, like, they've both been begging to leave. Like, let them go. Like, they don't want to be there anymore. Let them go. So weird. But yeah, it's interesting to see two players that don't want to be at the club playing. One thing I want to mention is Ipswich Town have their first like competitive home game on Wednesday at Portman Road against Bristol Rovers, and apparently only 8,000 tickets have sold. Like, Portman Road holds like nearly 30,000, right? 8,000 is only like less than 1 in 3. And people are always moaning about, oh, it's so hard to get Ipswich tickets. Football's so expensive. This game is 10 quid, right? Like, it's 10 quid to go watch Ipswich versus Bristol Rovers. For kids, it's a £5. So, like, surely more than 8,000 people should be going, right? Like, everyone moans about the cost of living and football being too expensive. And people moan about, oh, I can't get Ipswich tickets. It's there. Yes, it's the Carabao Cup, but it will still be a good little night out, and the team needs support. You know, it's about momentum as well. Like, obviously they play Sunderland today. We don't know how that's going to go, but like, if there is a stutter against Sunderland today, it is so important that Wednesday is like a big win with like a big atmosphere to carry forward, ready for Sunday. It's like even if you don't care about the Carabao Cup, it's like the last send-off before the first home league game. Surely more than 8,000 people are going to be there. So, come on, guys, 10 quid. 10 quid. I know the cost of living is expensive, but a tenner. It's the cheapest Town game you can go to all year. It's a £5 for kids, for over 65s. I think under 23s are a £5 as well. Really good value. Get yourselves down to Portman Road. Literally now kicking off, and the pre-match nerves mean I've had to get another vape out. How sick is this vape? Like these R&M tornadoes with like the little skeletons on. I think they're dope, but yeah. Let's go. I'm expecting to see someone I know, because like, I know a lot of people in Sunderland and a lot of Ipswich fans, so I'll be amazed if someone I know isn't on the telly at some point. The first 5 minutes hasn't been too great, to be fair. Ipswich have let Sunderland come into the game. They've let the crowd get excited, get noisy, and Sunderland now have a corner, but they flashed a couple across the goal that almost could have gone anywhere. So, yeah, it's not not the best start. So it's now 10 minutes and it's been all Sunderland really. Ipswich have been really poor, just not getting the ball down and playing. I don't like this. Sunderland have a corner. It's well cleared. Their set pieces haven't been good. Like their free kicks corners, they haven't really threatened with them yet. But they've had a few of them, which is a problem, because they're going to get one right eventually. Almost 15 minutes in. I will also add, any like 50-50 decision, the ref's going with the home team, which is what a lot of refs do in big stadiums, and I get it, because, the shout is louder for the home team. But there's been a couple of like 50-50 throw-ins and little 50-50 tackles and stuff, but on the whole, he's leaning the Sunderland at the moment. Townley just played this big cross over the top. First real attack they've had. Good cross from Burns, I think it is. And then Davis with a volley. It is going in, but somehow the defender manages to get it like basically off the line. That could have gone anywhere. But yeah, Ipswich finally did something positive. Wes Burns just had a half chance as well, but Town have had the best two chances. Hurst nearly got through there as well. But yeah, Town have had the best two chances so far, and the home crowd's quietened down a lot. And that's what you've got to do at a team like Sunderland, where the fans are very vocal, and they do support their team, but they can get on their team's back when they get disappointed, because they're so loud and they're so passionate. So yeah, that's what Ipswich really do need to do. Is just quieten them down, and then frustrate them a bit, and then they'll grow into the game for sure. Sunderland just had a shot from the edge of the box. I'm not sure who it is, but it's a good save from Cladkey to his left. And Bellingham, from like 10 yards out, he only didn't have much time, but he's absolutely skied it from 10 yards out. Open goal, goalkeeper's laying on the floor. And that's a let-off for Ipswich Town. But again, that's the sort of thing the fans don't like to see. And it could, I've been at the stadium like quite a few times, and I've been at the stadium like a few times when things have got a bit spiky because they're not playing well. Burns, Hurst, he should score. Well, he definitely should get a shot on target. But yeah, this is a good game. One problem for Ipswich, and I did speak about this. I don't know if it was in my pre-season predictions or if it was in my stream last night while I was playing FIFA. But I think one problem is there isn't that forward at Ipswich with that like electric. There is Caden Jackson, I guess, but he's maybe not of the quality needed. But like Broadhead, Chaplin, Hurst, Ladapo, they're all good, but none of them have got like scary pace. They've all got a bit of pace, but none of them have got like frightening pace. And I think especially in a game like this, like Sunderland have had like 70% possession. There's definitely scope to chuck a ball over the top and counter, but you just don't feel like Hurst is going to burst through, or Chaplin or Broadhead. Like, they're both really good and they've got their fair share of pace, but just none of them are like rapid. So I definitely think that's maybe something that Ipswich should look for in the transfer window. In stoppage time, long throw from Donasian. Lands to Davis. Oh, Broadhead! Yes, Nathan Broadhead. Davis has a shot. Broadhead just kind of directs it with his knees, I think, round the keeper. But yeah, it could start from a long throw. I went to start filming just to say it's almost half time. Doesn't look like Ipswich are going to score this half. 0-0's been relatively fair, I think, because Town's created better chances. But Ipswich 1, Sunderland 0. Yeah, so at half time, I'm pretty happy with the game so far. I think Town could have been a bit better, but they have created the best chances. They've had the best opportunities out of the two teams. But like I say, I think if they are going to play games against teams away from home like this, where they do play a lot deep, a bit more pace on the break might be needed. Because there's been one or two times when Broadhead, Hurst just haven't been able to burst through, whereas someone who had like rapid pace would. So it's positive. It's 1-0 Ipswich, and the Sunderland crowd, which is such a big thing at the Stadium of Light. It's such a big crowd. It's so important to manage that in the game. If you can stop that crowd from getting up and getting excited and getting positive, and you can make them a bit nervous, make them a bit worried, it can really translate to the team. I think that's huge. So, Ipswich are going to win. It's 2-0. Lovely little ball through to George Hurst, and he just smashes it. Like, just sticks his foot through it. Like, that's the way you want your striker to finish. Like, don't mess about and pick a corner and think to keep running. Just stick your foot right through it and smash it. And I think they're calling for offside. Oh, he's well on. No, left back's keeping him well on. But yeah, he doesn't even take a touch. He just rolls through. He smashes it past the keeper. Ipswich 2, Sunderland 0. Town have a free kick right on the edge. Good little dribble from Davis. We're into the 68th minute now. It's still Town 2-0. Sunderland players contesting this free kick heavily. It's probably 21, 22 yards out, maybe. It is off to the left a bit, so it's one of them ones where if you don't fancy yourself, you might pass. But I think Chaplin, Davis, Broadhead, I think they do fancy themselves. I think it's going to be Broadhead from how they're lined up. Not sure though. I've seen them all take good free kicks. Chaplin's walking away. Okay, so Davis is now lining one up. I think it's Broadhead taking it. I do. Broadhead. Oh my days. It's about 10 yards over the bar. Still 2-0 Ipswich though. Sunderland heads have gone. Trey Humes just picked up a second yellow. He's been sent off in the 72nd minute of the game. It's not looking like Sunderland have a chance now. And Davis, to be fair, he did well. Davis on the halfway line just popped the ball past him and knew he's quicker. I think it's cemented that Ipswich will win now because Sunderland are going to struggle with 10 men. Also, their crowd is getting on at them a bit. There's a lot of sort of like, not necessarily like they're not actively against them, but there's a lot of that sort of like, oh, you know, them groans, like the, like, you know what I mean, huffing and puffing on the fans. Nothing like nasty, like they're still trying to support their team, but just that kind of negative energy that comes over when your team's not doing well. Harness is on for Ipswich now. They're obviously trying to bring some pace on to try and counteract that Sunderland are getting a bit short on legs. Hutchinson just burst in. Didn't find Morsey, but yeah, it was, at one point it was Hutchinson and Morsey versus one defender. Hutchinson looks like he's got a little bit more of that rapid pace I was talking about earlier, but 85th minute, 2-0, looks comfortable. Donatian went down with quite a bad head injury, I think it was. Not sure if it was the back of his head or his neck. They obviously had to check him over properly, but Sunderland fans are all like booing and jeering and stuff. The referee will add on exactly how long's wasted now. That's the new kind of like time wasting rules and stuff. So there's nothing to complain about, is there? Like, but you know, I get it. Their team's losing 2-0. They're down to 10 men. It's frustrating, right? I spoke too soon. Literally like 30 seconds later, Dan Neal scores. Good cross, just a little tap in, but it's 2-1 to Ipswich with 5 minutes left. Plus, there could be like 7 minutes, 8 minutes of stoppage time. So maybe it's not done yet, but I did predict 3-1. So there you go. Ladapo will score another one, and it'll be 3-1. That's my prediction still. Fingers crossed. Dominic Ball's now warming up to come on in the 88th minute. I guess maybe something's wrong with Donatian. He was massively out of position on the goal, and he's been sharp all day. He just was nowhere near it. And he had a header since then that just looked a little bit like spacey to me. So yeah, I'm assuming he's not 100%, which is why he's got to come off, and that also explains the goal a bit, which is also adds to my frustration, like the Sunderland fans all like booing and stuff that they were checking him out properly, because he obviously wasn't right. And now Davis has just pulled up. This is not what Ipswich need, because they're a bit thin as it is for numbers. Great first 11, but the squad isn't the deepest. Davis has now been forced off, and we're defending a set piece, so this is not good in the 89th minute. I'll keep filming just while it happens. I know the ref's having a go because the people are too close. They literally were too close to the pitch apparently, so they wouldn't let him go, which is a joke really. But Sunderland have worked on something here. You can really feel the nerves, like from 2-0 up. This would hurt. This would really hurt. It's a good cross. They didn't really get a purchase on the header, so 89th minute, 2-1 Ipswich. this is getting dodgy. It might be the most stoppage time I've ever seen in my life. 13 minutes added on. Sunderland fans have just, like, exploded at the news that they've still got 10 minutes to get another one. Well, 13 minutes. This is ridiculous. Ipswich just need to get a hold of the ball and calm things down now. Really do need to just calm things down. Ladapa needs to hold it up. 7 minutes in, and it just keeps being Sunderland pressure, Sunderland pressure. Ipswich aren't getting out at all. Everyone's behind the ball. They have got Ball and Gragley on for Leif Davis. Sunderland are in the Ipswich box. I'm very scared. It's just constant pressure now. Like, Ipswich just need to get out, get a hold of the ball. Like I said a few minutes ago, Morsey's trying to get away. Let's go, Ipswich. They might score on the counter here. They play it through to Ladapo. It's 3 versus 1. You have to come across the ball. Fred, don't be selfish, Fred. Oh, he tried to score. Oh, he's got 2 people with him and he's just tried to score. I cannot actually believe it. He's got ball with him. I'm not even sure who the other player is. I think it's Amari. Oh dear. Ipswich Town have done it. Cladkey makes 2 big saves at the end, and like the last literal 30 seconds before Ipswich won. But yeah, 2-1 Ipswich. I predicted 3-1, so I was pretty close, really. But it's a good win and start the season in a hard away game. Sunderland last year finished in the playoff places, so I think that proves Ipswich could be playoff contenders, which I think a lot of people would doubt. But honestly, the squad is so good already, and Ashton's still confident we're going to get a couple more in. And, you know, there's a couple to come back from injury. You know, that's a second choice goalkeeper, second choice right back, and that's, well, right back, right centre back, I guess, if it was a free Donation. But yeah, it was honestly really good, and I'm happy. Hope you've enjoyed this vlog. Wednesday, we'll be going to Ipswich for the first time, Portman Road, this season. I can't wait. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. If you see me there, say hi as always. And I think Town are going to get promoted. I'm going to call it right now. It's a long way to go. There's still 45 games, but if they carry on like that, I think they've got a real chance. Thank you so much for watching this vlog. I've been Link. You've been my legends. Thank you for watching this, and I will see you real soon. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. If you've enjoyed that, you can click up here, and you can watch another video of mine. Or if you really love it, if you really love it, or even if you just like it a little bit, go down here and subscribe to the channel. It means you'll never ever miss what is coming up real soon.